Alright guys, so I went and talked to my boss today about the Sportsman, and I also test drove it, and what I came up with when I was riding it is that it would just be like locked up when I would try to accelerate and just like kind of stop right away. And so I brought it back to the garage real quick, and I lifted up the front, and this wheel was like completely locked up. Like I couldn't spin this wheel at all. And then earlier, the first thing I did was bleed the brakes because this was empty and fluid wasn't coming out this side. So I believe it needs both front calipers, but I can look into it a little bit more before I do that. And then it for sure needs the inner tie rods, tie rod ends, so I'll just get them all. But if you guys look here, in there, the inner tie rod, and I turn the wheel. If you guys can. I think you guys can see the play in that. So doing the tie rods, and then I'm just gonna do a tune-up and an oil change. So new air filter, oil filter, spark plug, change the oil, and then I got to do something about the patch in the rear tire because it's leaking. They just want to patch it. They don't want to spend the money to get new tires because these ones still have tread on them. So I see what they mean there, but every tire has a plug in it already. Like, not joking, like every tire has a gummy plug from it getting a hole. And I believe that is everything. So the main issue was the brakes, and well, I'm also getting all brake pads too, so I'll be doing that. And so I gotta look into the brakes now, and I believe it's the calipers, because I mean that's that's what I'd imagine would be wrong. I was talking to my dad about it, and he said, check the brake hoses. Well, they don't even sell like brake hoses for these. You'd have to look for used ones, and I just don't think that that's a common problem with these like braided ones. I don't think that they'd collapse like that, but I don't know. So I'm see if I can't get fluid to come out of this side. To make sure it's the caliper that's messed up, or see if the bleeder's plugged, or what the deal is. So I'm gonna do some more diagnostics, looking into the brakes, and I'll show you guys what I come up with. Alright guys, so most of the parts came in for the Sportsman, so I'm gonna get working on this thing. I got everything but the tune-up kit. Let's see, actually this stuff is for the boat. This stuff is for the Sportsman. And I got the inner tie rod ends, brake pads, brake calipers, the oil change, and I think that was, yeah, that's everything. So still waiting on the tune-up kit, which was the air filter, fuel filter, and spark plug. And that stuff should be here, I think, tomorrow, I want to say. So I'm gonna get started on it tonight. And also, this rear tire needs a patch because the gummy plug is leaking, or it was leaking. It's actually holding some air, but it's low again compared to this one. So I'll have to bring that to work tomorrow and get that all patched up. But I'm gonna get started on it now, and probably take the wheels off and just get to work. Alright guys, so I started working on the brakes here, and I got the new calipers, but they're actually wrong. The bolt for the banjo bolt for the brake line, that's actually like too big, and the bleeder's a lot bigger too, as you can see. So they just won't work, so I gotta try and do something else about the brake calipers. But for now, I'm gonna do the tie rod ends and get that done, and then I'm gonna do the rear brake pads, and I'm going to take that rear tire off so I can get it patched. And then I might actually do the oil change too, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that, and hopefully get that done. And then I just gotta figure out something for the front brake calipers. Alright guys, so I got the tie rod ends off. Here's one of them. They really put up a fight. They were really stuck on there, especially this one. And I finally got them off. And you can see I already got the new ends on. So now all I gotta do is install the tie rods again and get them back on the machine. And then I just gotta worry about the brakes next. So let me bolt these back up, and then the tie rod ends will be all done. Alright guys, so I got the tie rod ends and the tie rods put back on the front. As you can see, the wheels are on it. And now I'm onto the back, and I got the rear caliper off, and I was going to do the brake pads. But then I noticed the brake rotor's cracked right in half. So I don't know how that would even happen. Who knows, maybe it's a common thing on these because there's only one brake on the rear instead of two for some reason. But I don't know, I guess I'll have to get that too. And then this tire is actually the one that was leaking and getting low. And as you guys can see right there, there's a gummy plug in it. Well, I sprayed that with some soapy water, and that's actually where it's leaking from. So I'm gonna have to take the tire off the rim and put a patch from the inside on it, which I could do that at work. So I'll have to do that tomorrow. And then I'll have to see if he wants to get a new rotor here for the brakes, and then I gotta get the caliper reset here. But I think I'm gonna call it a night right there. And then I still gotta change the oil on it too, but that's pretty simple, so I'll just do that like tomorrow or something. It sucks because now it's probably gonna be a while before I can get calipers. It's probably gonna be till middle of next week now, because it's Wednesday. But I'm gonna have to get right on that, because pretty sure he wants this back like as soon as I can get it done. So that sucks, but I mean, it happens. It's hard to always know what you're getting. So there's not much left. I mean, those tie rod ends, I thought that they were gonna be easier than they were, but the one was seized up, and then the eyelet came off. But it's done now, and now we're on to the brakes. And the brakes were the main thing that he wanted fixed on it, so I'm gonna get that done and get the tire patched. So I don't know when I'm gonna get that done, but you guys will see it at some point. So I'll have to get to ordering some new front calipers.